I used SurveyNuts, an online survey-making tool, to create a short questionnaire in order to gain feedback on my music video and ancillary texts. SurveyNuts was very simple to use whilst also appearing professional. I then embedded this survey into my blog, allowing people to answer my survey more easily. To reach a broader range of respondents, I also posted the link to my survey on Facebook. Social media is prominent in today's society, so I believed it was important to utilise this to my advantage. I opened my survey by asking the respondents' gender, age group, and their favourite music genre. I did this to determine whether or not they were part of my target audience and to generally get an understanding of what kind of people were answering the questions. My target audience is people aged 16 to 20, as it is representative of the artist's fanbase. Similarly, Halsey's fanbase is also predominantly female. While I still wanted my music video to appeal to the male portion, I used a female protagonist in my products to subtly attract to the female viewership. My target audience is also reflective of the typical indie pop fan. In my research, I found that it is a relatively new genre and thus makes sense for it to appeal to the younger audience. I also found that the most popular indie pop artists are female, such as Lorde and Halsey, which ties in with my target audience. Using SurveyNuts, I was able to look at the results of my audience feedback. I used metadata.com to compile this data into pie charts, making it much easier to analyse. As illustrated by this pie chart, 71.8% of my respondents were female. I was pleased with this result as the majority of my target audience was also female. The answers to my survey should thus be a relatively good representation of the opinions of my target audience, helping me tailor it specifically to them. The second question of my survey asked the respondents for their age. My results show that the majority were either aged 16 to 20 or 21 to 25. This is representative of my target audience as well as the artist's fan demographic. I then went on to ask what their favourite genre of music was. As it was an open question, I expected the answers to be much more varied. This word cloud illustrates the popularity of each answer through its size. It is evident that indie pop is the majority vote, proving my earlier statements about this being the genre that appeals most to this age group. One question in my survey asks whether they believe the music video reflects the conventions of the indie pop genre. All but one voted yes, whilst the other vote went to not sure. This may be because the respondent does not necessarily know what the conventions of an indie pop video are. I was very happy with this feedback as it proved that my research into the indie pop genre was successful. I also made sure to ask what features of the video my audience liked and disliked. The response was overall very positive. Here are some of the responses to the features they liked in my video. The use of colours and projections is one answer that has come up a lot and is one that I would agree with. I think it tied in well with the song, as well as demonstrating conceptual elements that are common of this genre. While some respondents didn't believe there was anything that could be improved upon, there were others who suggested areas we could enhance. Some respondents picked up on clips that were repeated throughout the video. This was an important piece of feedback for us and we went on to develop this. However, we did not have time to go out and film new shots, so we had to readjust things we already had. One respondent noted that they thought the lip sync was out at points. This is something I definitely wanted to improve upon, as I am aware how it can alter the professionalism of a product. However, uploading it to YouTube meant that the sound was often slightly put out of time, making it difficult to sync properly. I also used my survey to gain feedback on my digipack and poster. I asked whether they believed there was a clear link between these and my video, to which I received a 100% yes vote. I'm very happy with this result as it shows I have represented the artist and genre effectively across a range of products by using synergy. I thought through what themes and colours I wanted to use in my products, and the votes have made it evident that this was successful.